allow me to, I thought it was going to allow me to actually get myself ready and then hit live, but no, it put me live, and I don't want to freak people out by thinking I'm live and then I'm not live, you know what I mean? So here we go. You guys are going to watch me get set up, but check me out, as promised, a sneak peek onto the patio. Let me see if I can do this, okay? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to you. Oh no, that doesn't work, right? Oh, okay, this will be interesting. This will be interesting. There we go. Okay, hey, spreading sunshine. Yes, on the patio. This was cool though. I got to share because I just realized that my little dongles and stuff, because I was going to put in my earbuds, they are rendered obsolete with my new phone. So I have to upgrade my stuff. So yeah, I'll wait till a few more people sign on. And then as I promised, I would give a quick sneak peek on the patio as I dust off the little things that have fallen on the trees. But yeah, good morning. You know what? I am going to. So Kim and Spreading Sunshine. I just realized I forgot my my iced tea out into the. I've got something on my face here. Sorry. I left my iced tea. Yay, on the patio. Yeah, I will give you guys a little sneak peek of it. We're going to wait for a few more people, but I'm just going to go run in and get my iced tea, okay? So if somebody else comes in and they're like, where's Beth? Don't worry. I'm coming right back. Okay, here I come. Here I come. Yes, I do need tea. And here's the funny thing. You know me in the morning. I tend to drink my warm tea, my hot tea. And I realize iced tea is just that same stuff, but with a couple ice cubes thrown into it. But I just came from yoga and I need to do some sort of hydrating. So yeah, so good morning. It is 11:02 and I decided to give you, since the weather's not too horrible, I would do my YouTube live from the patio and I will give you a quick tour of it, okay? So good morning. So I am sitting, we have a very small patio, so it won't take long, but people have asked, and I am private about certain areas of our house, but the patio I'm pretty psyched about. So there we go, coffee and calm Kim, love it. So here we go. This is, here, let me get myself out of the way. That's our new patio furniture right there. That's the new set. And I love it. I am so in love with that furniture. I cannot tell you. The little, what do you call it? Sculpture in the back a friend of ours made. I got these pillows in Palm Springs. The same person who made the, I hope you can hear me over the cicadas. The same friend who did that sculpture also made this kind of fire pit thing we have. This is where we tend to eat our dinners and stuff. But see, it's just a really small patio, you know. And we get the umbrella up, the umbrella. Did you hear me? That was totally Massachusetts. The umbrella up. And I will share with you, one of the things, it is really relaxing. It is my happy place. Here, I'll even get a little bit of that on the side. We can have it in the background. One of the things that was a total game changer, I will share with you all, is for years I struggled with like plants on this patio. And here, I'll just even show you. Like right now, you see those green plants right there? Totally fake. Totally fake. Over here, totally fake. Totally fake. Even behind me. Any greenery you see here is 100%, I bought it at Michael's. Or actually, one of them I got at like Home Goods, okay? Now, the reason I say this is because anytime I was sitting out here and looking at the plants that, you know, this is not a good environment for plants to grow. It just isn't. And I'm not a green thumb. And I would be, oh my God, what do I do with that plant? I got to water it. I watered it too much. It's not growing, blah, blah, blah. Finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy a couple of those like fake plants at Michael's. Talk about calm in my brain. I love how they look. They soften up, you know, the hard edges and stuff, right? They give a little bit of, I don't know, outdoorsy feel. But it is so much more pleasant out here to look at them and not have to worry about killing them. So I will offer to you. Nothing wrong with fake plants, okay? Nobody's judging you. If you're judging me because of my fake plants, that's more on you than it is me. But I will tell you, we've been here for 20 years, and this is the most enjoyable our patio has been. Now, I will get a little bit close here because we live in a busy area, as you can maybe hear, hopefully not. And I realized that my earbuds with a microphone, the what do you call it? The dongle doesn't fit in here. But good morning, everybody. Destination Decluttered live from the patio. And TikTok, or not TikTok live, YouTube live, because there's a cooler crew who shows up for the YouTube lives. It's a beautiful day where I am, very little humidity. I've got the umbrella up. I hope you're having a good time too. I've got my iced tea in my tea mug, and already I've gotten some good stuff done today. I hope you have too. If you haven't, no big deal. Don't stress out about it. Don't judge yourself. Write it down. What are like 3 things you would like to do today? Small, manageable, doable things. Okay? What would you like to do today that's going to make you feel good before you go to bed? You know? Yes, okay. I'm glad you like the patio thing. Yeah, those are that's the new furniture for those people. That's the furniture. That seriously is some of the most grown-up furniture we've ever bought. Everything else has been thrifted or IKEA. We have rarely, like I was doing a mental walk around the house. I think it's the most, like, we actually bought it from a furniture store. And we love it. So it was one of those things where when you know what you like, investing the money has been worth it, even in the few months that we've had it already, and we're going to have it for years because we're taking care of it. Thank you, Louise. I love the color of the pillows too. As you know from seeing other parts of my house, those are colors that really pop and really I really like too. And here's a fun thing about those pillows. Those pillows are actually a souvenir. I bought them. Do you guys remember when I was house sitting out in Palm Springs, California? I went shopping at one of my favorite stores out there, H3K, and they had those pillows. And I was like, I don't need any dust catchers, tchotchkes, but I would love to bring a bit of Palm Springs back to our Pennsylvania patio, all those peas. And so that's the kind of thing I decided to bring back as a souvenir. When we were in New Mexico, we stopped for lunch at a place and we brought a blanket that I've thrown on the bed, you know, so some useful things that bring me joy every time I look at them. They help support my lumbar when I'm sitting on the patio, and they look cool. So yeah, yes. And knowing what I mean, I was in a store with, in theory, everything in there I should technically love, but I was very choosy, and I feel good about what I chose. I also bought, I did buy a little doormat and like a, what do you call it? Like a dish towel too. But useful things that make my home feel better. And every time I look at them, I smile. So good stuff. So yay. First of all, hello, everybody. I recognize a lot of names, if not all of the names in the comments. But for anybody who's just swinging on by, Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach here. We will be here together for as long as you can be here. I will be here on doing a YouTube live for the next 51 minutes or so. I help you with your clutter. I help you fall in love with your home the way I have fallen in love with my home and created a home I love. And I'm really here to help you with that. And also outside of the walls of your home and inside the whole walls of your home, making time to do the things you love by decreasing the amount of time you're spending, like maintaining your home. Okay? So I love this. Laura Voorhees says, yes, she had a good, productive morning. Jogged 4 trail miles. Oh, good on ya. And petted a super fluffy dog there. Watered all my gardens. And now I'm going to take you berry picking with me. Ooh, what kind of berries are we picking? I love berries. My favorites are blueberries, I think because I'm New England, and also I have a delicate stomach, so not all fruits treat me well. Yeah. Oh, Melissa Garvey, we were talking about the cicadas last night because I said to my husband, I was like, what is that? And my husband's like, oh, it's the cicadas. I don't necessarily miss it at all. What I am doing, though, as you notice, I am bringing the camera, my phone, a little bit closer so I can get closer to the microphone so you can hear me over the cicadas. We have very little humidity today. I love it. Yeah, so I hope you have a nice place where you can sit, even if it's, tiny. This is a very small patio. I don't need much more than this. I don't want more than this. More patio space means more furniture, more stuff to take care of, a larger space to kind of clean up. So, oh, there we go. Blueberry, red raspberry, and black raspberries. Oh, sounds delicious. Wonderful. Thank you for bringing us all along with you. I've had a good morning. I did a 7 a.m. TikTok live. Then I went out for a walk and it was fun. I pay attention to this too. Notice the little details that can make a difference. I said to my husband, I waved to a neighbor who was driving past me and she just won an award for like best something store, vintage clothing store. So I was like, congratulations. Then I think I saw somebody else. Oh, I waved to a neighbor. I like waving to the neighbors. I saw a couple of neighbors, so there was that kind of human connection. I got my body moving. I went down to the post office. I opened up the P.O. box. So I've gotten some good stuff done. Cheryl says, love the patio. Mine is one of my favorite places to be. Yes. This is really, honestly, the only place in we have like a front yard and a side yard. Our backyard is about as wide as that couch. It's very narrow. And then we have a side yard that goes off to the alley where we put like the garbage cans and stuff. So this is really the only place we comfortably can sit outside. So I like to make the most of it, but I've also made it really simple. I totally streamlined what we have out here. It's very few things. I used to be a little bit more like decorative and stuff, but when it rains, I want to be able to throw a tarp all over everything. I want to be able to take care of my stuff easily so that it lasts longer. Oh, thank you. Louise is saying, I really like the wood grid behind you too. Thank you. We call that the trellis. When we first had it installed, we were hoping like we could grow stuff up on it. No, nothing's going to grow. But honestly, you know what it is? If you look right here, you're going to see PVC pipes. It's because we have gutters coming down that are running out, and they looked very unattractive. And this was my idea for a solution to make it more decorative and less like we live, on the side of a house. So I'm glad you like that. Yeah, it brings me joy too. I am very happy with how the patio is set up, and I'm happy to share it with you. Maybe I'll do this more often, as the summer sun comes up. I say this because it's inspiration. I will share with you a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share. One is, I don't think you would believe me as much if I said to you that I was a decluttering life coach, but I had a hot mess of stuff behind me. Okay? So I like to show you where I live, and it can be fun and it can be enjoyable. It doesn't have to be minimalist and boring, but it can be just the right amount of quality and quantity and the ease of use and all those things. It just makes it feel good. Just makes it feel good. Yeah, Judy Dukes, you came on to see the patio. I will do a quick little, here's a little bit. I've got the camera on a little, on my yoga block actually. So that's the patio, but it's very small, but I love it. And since there was very little humidity here, I thought I'd share. So, decluttering. This was another thing. So first of all, I want to show you that I am practicing what I preach. I totally have plastic plants, and I love it. It has given me such peace of mind to know that I don't have to worry about killing a live plant because of the conditions out here, and frankly, the amount of time we spend at home, because we travel a lot. Arbox, nice to see you from Taiwan. Welcome to Pennsylvania. The blue is an umbrella. Yes, the blue is an umbrella. And it is actually one of those ones because our patio is small, but it's long. So I got one of those ones. It's kind of, instead of being round, it's kind of oval. So there we go. Yeah. Oh, and the fire feature. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's I just have like a what do you call it? A citronella thing in there. Usually it has a I can't think of it, a propane tank that's attractive next to it. But since we don't do it much, and we are lucky enough to have a friend made that, and he had it in his behind his garage, and we were looking for something. Actually, it used to be over in this corner before we got the new furniture. And so we are blessed with creative, lovely, generous friends who said, oh, we're not using it, put it on your patio. There we go. Now, our box, I love that Whitney Houston is your favorite singer, but I will share with you, unless you want to talk about clutter, I will be lovingly ignoring what you're saying. Okay, you can hang out with us and you can listen to what we're saying, but I'm not here to chat about stuff like that. Okay? Yeah. So just as a heads up, I'm just being truthful but nice and firm, because this is what we do. We're getting together to talk about clutter, about calming down your nervous system. And here's a cool thing. Laura Voorhees is sharing, when I was in elementary school, my teacher allowed us to draw on the blackboard after school until it was time for the kids that walk home to leave. Back then, I would use a small space so I could easily wipe the board clean and leave quickly. I need to re-embrace that version of me. This is one of the things, one of the kind of hallmarks, I don't even know, touchstones, whatever those words are. When I say defining your destination of your Destination Decluttered, remember to include these 3 things. Number 1, of course, is going to be how it looks. I am a very visual person. I am sensitive to color. I know when I like things visually. I know when I don't. So how do things look for many of us is usually the only thing we think of with decluttering. So start with that, because you already know how you want it to look. The colors, the style, how you kind of decorate, all that. The other one, though, Laura, is how you want it to function. And I say, for me, I teach the functionality of ease, the functionality of ease. You want it to be easy to use it, easy to find it, easy to use it, easy to put it away, easy to wipe it down so you can leave. I know immediately we have set this up so we can easily come and just come out on the patio. It's not a lot of fussing when we used to have separate chairs and things. We made it easy when we realized how much it was raining. We found a tarp that is just the right size, and we've created an easy way of throwing a tarp on stuff and moving the cushions, so we're not always taking the cushions apart and putting them in the garage and then taking the cushions and putting them. So we made it easy to cover and get it prepared for the rain. We also made it easy to, put things back when the rain is done, because there are just a few decorative touches, not a lot of things, so we can easily use it as a patio space again. So please, when you guys are defining your destination of decluttered, and that will be a thing that we do cover in the notebook party that we're going to have this coming Saturday, actually. And a few people I see you have joined in and you got your tickets. So, but think of how you want it to look. How do you want it to function? Which is easy. The answer is easy. And how do you want to feel? That one's the last one because it's the deepest and it's the most important, but it tends to be the one that we don't even think of, or it's kind of abstract. How do I want to feel? I feel relaxed the moment I go onto this patio. I am happy thinking of my patio. I feel excited coming home and wanting to be on the patio. I leave here and I love it when I leave, and when I pull the car up, because our driveway is right here, pull the car up and get out. I love looking at the patio from that direction. I love sitting on the couch. I love, 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 love. Yeah. And this is a thing too, Louise is saying, so true. I realize as I am getting older and have some health issues that I need to make things easier for me to function and move around my home. Yeah, and ease will make you feel better. Easily being able to move around your home will give you a sense of safety, and frankly, it will allow you to stay in your house longer. There are people that are not able to age in place, as they say in the biz, because their houses are not safe for them, that they can fall, that they can trip over things, that they can slip. Nobody wants to break a hip, people. So functionality of ease is also, frankly, how to make it quicker and easier to get the result you want. It's efficient, and it takes a small amount of energy and a small amount of time. Maybe less energy and less time than you're currently spending doing your decluttering, okay? So I just offer to you, that's the strategy I run my life with, and it has worked out really well. And why should I be the only one who benefits from it? So I show up and help you with this. The other thing, though, I want to share this with you because I thought this was a really interesting thing. I just came from yoga, and I talk a lot about, because I'm a decluttering life coach. Yes, live from the patio. Yeah, yes. I often talk about fear, because fear is the thing that stops you from moving. Remember Frozen? What is it? Fear, you know what I mean? Like you're paralyzed, you're not doing a thing. And as I just read this morning from Seth Godin, when all else fails, or even start with looking for the fear. The interesting thing is when I speak of fear, I often speak of the opposite of fear as love. And I still believe that 100%. But here's an interesting thing that the woman who was teaching the class shared, which was the concept of the opposite of, and she didn't say this, this is the way I interpreted it, is the opposite of fear is courage. Who doesn't want to be courageous? You know, you have the courage. You may feel a little bit fearful, but you've got the courage to sit with the fear, to hang out with it, to realize where it's coming from. And that will build your courage to say, wait a minute, I'm not as afraid as I was. I can do this. I have the courage to do this. So I just wanted to add that to your brain, to not only just say love, because love can seem like a soft word, and it is. It's also a powerful word. I mean, that's how the world is made, is with love. And yet, love and courage. Courage. The courage to decorate your patio the way you want to, not the way your Pottery Barn neighbors have it. The courage to spend money on furniture and not try to cobble things together with milk crates and pillows. The courage to feel confident in, as I look over at my fake plants, to feel secure in your decision to buy fake plants and not worry about somebody coming and judging you on your own patio about having fake plants, even when you are friends with multiple green thumb friends. So think of yourself as courageous every time you start to declutter. And you also, anytime you do anything that's making your home look, function, and feel better for you, is an act of courage. Is you creating a life that feels good to you. And not everybody does it. And you know why? Because they're scared. You know why you're doing it? Because you have courage. You know, just like in the Wizard of Oz, you got courage. I think she was talking about that because the Cancer Leo thing is coming with the birthdays and stuff like that. But I just wanted to share that with you. You are courageous. You are building your courage and your confidence to do something that you used to be afraid that you couldn't do. You can do it. And practice makes it easier. Practice makes it easier. I was surprised at something I did in yoga today, and I was like, I can do that? But I've been showing up and doing things, and suddenly my muscles were like, sure, try it. And I was like, oh, I guess I can. Practice showing up even when you don't think you can, or maybe you can't at the beginning, but you show up and you build your muscles, your decluttering muscles. Okay? So that's me kind of on my decluttering soapbox right here out in the patio. But, you know, the best thing about doing these lives is not just me talking into a microphone. I can do that some other place. I don't like to do that. It bores me. I like the connection. I like the live connection because I know that, or I don't know. I suppose, I have a theory, I have a feeling, I could be wrong, but maybe there's something that's stopping you from doing what you want to do. Let me help you with that. Just say what it is. And let's stay within the kind of the decluttering thing, because I'm less good at relationships and stuff. Now, I love this. Laura Voorhees says, we courageously ordered a new sofa yesterday. It will replace the old sofa in the living room that isn't comfy to me. Okay? Yes, the courage to spend money. Do not underestimate the fear of spending money and the courage to spend money on something you want. Man, I am learning this now later in life, but younger than my mother. I am learning this later than I wish I'd learned this earlier in my life, but maybe it's the right time for me to learn this. So, is there something you could spend money on that would make your home life less cluttered or easier to live in, but you have the fear of spending money? Now, examine that fear. I'm not saying every fear is unfounded. Some fears are there to inform you to take a look at the situation. I'm not about to convince you to buy patio furniture if you just got laid off and you're not on Medicaid anymore and you got, all the horrible things that are really affecting every single person's nervous system because of the fear of not having money coming in. But I just offer to you, think about those things, but then look at the greater context and the joy it can bring you and kind of balance it out. Your answer may still be like, yeah, no, we can't afford it, or I feel very uncomfortable spending that kind of money, but I'm just going to note that I feel uncomfortable about it, and at least I've examined that. Okay. So McDoug says, yes, before the next storm, illness, or aging parent, be more prepared. They can all happen at once, right? So what I would offer to you then, McDougs, is write down what you want and start shopping for it now. And I mean shopping like getting it. When you write things down, it's easier to obtain them. It's easier to bring them into your life because your brain, you have set yourself kind of a connection. It's like going to the grocery store, okay? Before the next storm, what do you want to do? How do you want your home to look, function, and feel? And if the whole home feels overwhelming, you calm down your nervous system. You chunk it down to one space in your home, okay? Now, Grandma's show, I don't know anything about the static. I can't hear it on my end. Hopefully I'm coming out okay with you guys, but I will share. Bear with me if it is staticky, because this is all I got. I was going to plug in my stuff, and I realized that I haven't upgraded my little dongles since I got a new phone. Hopefully it's going to be okay. All right. I love it that one persona is saying along these lines, thoughtfully, and maybe it is just your phone. I hope it is. No offense to you, but I hope not everybody is here and crackling because my tech guy, otherwise known as my husband, is out riding his bike. But that one persona, notice what she says. Thoughtfully working, thoughtfully, full of thought, I am working on redecorating our living room. Your guidance is helping me to discern. I'm being discerning what is wanted and needed rather than just purchasing without forethought, before thinking. Okay? So, let me see if I can do something here. I don't know if that's going to help, but bear with me. Here, let me try this. Okay. Thank you, Louise. Thank you for calming down my nervous system for fear that I'm making it difficult for people to connect with me. The static is very minor. Yeah, there's something that's going on with some of this stuff. Who knows? It could be the mystery of life. Okay. Okay. So notice Grandma's house. Courage to make a move, the next move. So Grandma's show needs some courage. Okay, Grandma's show. I want to move into a larger house. I have been in a small condo for the last 10 years, and I have an opportunity to move into a larger, beautiful home, but I'm scared to do that. Grandma's show. This is when, if I was at my desk, I'd be picking up my own notebook and I'd be waving it in your face, and it's just a plain spiral bound notebook. And I would say, write it down. What are you afraid of? You don't need to share that with me. You don't need to share it with anybody here. The only person you need to share it with is yourself. Okay? If you want to share it here, okay, you're 67 years old. That sounds like a fact. That sounds like a good thing. Many people don't make it to 67. So yay for you. Let us walk you through the fear. We can hold your hand through it. But the way to do that is to quiet down your environment and to listen to yourself and to write these things down. Because the writing it down helps you slow down your nervous system. And here, let me do this. It helps you slow down your nervous system, and it helps you remember what thoughts were in your head when you had this other exciting idea. I want to move into this house, but I'm afraid. I was afraid before we moved into this house. It's a famous story of how I pretty much burst into tears driving down Route 202 back to Delaware, and I was just like, I don't know, I was a hot mess, but we worked through it. So I offer to you, it's okay to be afraid. Fear is part of life, but running away from it gets you further away from what you want to do. You will remain afraid of the unknown. Fear tends to be the afraid of the unknown. So what are some things you think you're afraid of? Write them down, and perhaps we can help you with that. I will share with you that I was afraid that we couldn't afford it, which was a big thing for most of my life, still is. Okay. I was afraid we couldn't afford this house because it was more expensive than where we lived. I didn't have a job that paid well. I was afraid I wasn't going to get a job. I was afraid that we were so excited to be, I was afraid it was going to go wrong. I have dreamed about living in a cool house in a cool town. What if it doesn't go the way we thought? Okay. Here's a fun thing. McDoug's is saying, sounds okay for being on the patio. Can you hear the, we get the wind chimes going. I was afraid of a lot, but I had a friend. My husband put me on the phone with our friend Patty. She calmed me down. I hadn't moved a lot. I hadn't bought a lot of houses. I hadn't moved, so I was afraid of the unknown. You know? It could be that I'm farther away from the router. That could be a thing. Yep. Good idea. Good idea. Yes, and it does look like my, what do you call it? My jots are pretty low. But Grandma's show, think about yourself. Let's say, this is going to sound morbid, but I'm going to go there. Let's say you only have 2 years left of your life. Maybe you find out that you don't know this, but you only have 2 years left. On your deathbed, will you be psyched that you stayed in that small condo? Or will you be pissed at yourself for not carpe dieming and just trying? I look at my life often from my deathbed. Maybe because I'm Irish, I don't know. But I look at I am time traveling all over my life, and I suggest you time travel in your life too. Look at your life from the very end of it, looking back to even right now when you were a young 67. What would you on your deathbed tell your 67-year-old self to do? Hopefully, your deathbed person would say, calm down your nervous system. I mean, you're going to use your own words, but quiet down the fear and just give it a shot. What is the absolute worst that could happen? Okay? Okay. I'm afraid. Okay, good. I love it. Louise says, embrace the larger home you have wanted and go for it. Live out your best life. Tomorrow is not promised. Live for now. I'm sure you deserve it. Now, Grandma's show says, I'm afraid that once I move, if something happens to me, my daughter will have to deal with it. If I do this, it would be paid off. Okay. Your daughter's going to have to deal with stuff if something happens to you, regardless of where you live. How about sharing your dreams with your daughter, but also your fear? I have dreamt of living in this large house, but I'm afraid if I do it and something happens to me, it's going to be a burden on you. Now, if my mother shared her dreams with me, I would do everything in my power to calm her down so that she felt good about doing it. I would want her to not worry about me, that I would be able to handle whatever it was that she left me. Now, maybe your daughter's not like that. I don't know. But the good thing is write that down. Notice what you are afraid of and say, okay, how can I turn the volume down on that fear? What can I do to increase the likelihood that if something happens and I do move into this house, that if something goes wrong, it will be easier for my daughter to deal with? Okay? Yeah. Laura Voorhees, this is great. She says, it's kind of like we were thinking about getting the sofa. Get busy enjoying it ASAP. I know myself. My birthday's in a couple of weeks, and I'm on the cusp of turning 60. I've got another year. I'm going to turn 59. I know I have fewer years ahead of me than I do behind me because I'm not going to live to 118. And I know that even in the quantity of years ahead of me, there's less quality. The quality will decrease because I am a energetic being that's ageless and timeless, but it is encased in an aging, decomposing human body. And it's the same with all of us. The sooner you start living your life, the sooner you are living the life you want to live. And when things don't, and when you are on your deathbed, you will have wonderful memories to look back on when you had the courage to live that life. Now, this can be a lot of hype and a lot of talk, but I will share with you, it's really speaking to the heart and trusting, calming down, having a conversation between the words in your head and how they make you feel. If the words in your head are making you feel afraid, let's create some other, better, less fearful words. Now, oftentimes there's that one, it's probably embroidered on a pillow. Stop thinking of how it could go wrong and start thinking of how it could go right. What if it did work out? Now, one of the things that I learned from our friend Patty, which was kind of news to me because my parents lived in the same house since I was 2 years old, 3 years old. If it doesn't work out, you can always move somewhere else. That really helped me. If it's so awful, you can always move somewhere else, somewhere cheaper, somewhere less bad. But at least give the life you want a shot. Your future you will thank your today you, even for listening to me, to give you some alternate things to alternate words in your head that can give you a better feeling. Have the courage. You've been courageous before in your life. Make a list of all the things that you did that show your courage of going for what you've wanted in the past. Why should being 67 be any different? If anything, that would be making me step on the gas. Excuse me, cicadas, I'm having a moment here. Knowing that my life is shorter than it is longer is making me get on the stick as far as doing the things I want to do. Because every year that passes, my body's going to get older and weaker and saggier and all that. And I bet yours is too. So let's carpe diem. Let's seize the day that we have now and start living that life. And the great thing is, you can start in small areas. Yeah. And okay, I am sorry you lost your son in March. And you really do need to start living your life. We are here for you. This is a cool group of people. Grandma's Show, I hope you're part of the email group, the Destination Decluttered email group. If you're not, it's a wonderful group of people. Really nice folks. And we even have a pen pal group that we're starting up, the Pen Pal Club, where it's people part of the email group that say, I want to get to know some of these people better if they want to get to know me. So you're not alone when you're going through this, okay? You have so much love and support, and not just from us loving random people on the internet, but I bet that you have family and friends and the universe and neighbors that are all rooting for you to live the life you love before they lose you. Okay? It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's okay. The neat thing is these words will stick with you. They're going to be nutritious. They're not just going to leave you. And I don't leave you. I tell you when I'm going to be around when you need a little, encouragement. Encouragement to give you the courage. Okay? You're not alone, and you have people who are supporting you. Okay? And I highly recommend, too, if you want to, just stay more in touch with a cool group of people. I don't hang around with losers, people, and I do not stand for haters and trolls and all that. That's why the people who join the email group are the ones who get the good things, okay? And you're one of them if you want to be. You don't have to be, but it's just there as an option. Life is short. It is. So when you write down the things you want to get done, the things you want to do, that allows you to prioritize them, to say what's really important. What are the things, and I do this myself, will I regret not doing this in a day, in a year? Will I regret not buying that patio furniture? Will I regret not traveling internationally? Yeah, my husband's going away over the fall. I'm just cluing you guys in. I'm going to hop over to Europe and hang out with him for a while. I don't know what country. It's all very nebulous, but I know that I would look back at that opportunity and say, damn, I should have just gone and done it. Okay? Yeah, and Grandma's Show, I do get your emails. I just haven't had time to really take care of myself lately, so I'm going to start. Okay. Just showing up for one of the TikTok lives and YouTube lives and reminding yourself, drink some water, eat something healthy, taking care of yourself. So you're around for yourself and for other people. You have something, you have a gift that your son doesn't have. You have life in your body. Your son, this is how I look at it. And I don't want to speak for your son. I look at it for all the people I know who have passed away in my life. They are looking down from heaven saying, live, do the thing. We can't do that up here, but all we can do is implore you to make the most of that short time you have on that planet. Man, I wish I had done something different, but I didn't. Or hell, I am so glad I did what I did. So I encourage you. Your son would want you to live the life you love before you join him. Okay? That's the kind of story I tell myself that gives me the courage to say even out loud, look what I just did. I told you guys I'm going to go to Europe at some point, even though I have, it's not a plan. But I know that even 60-year-old me would look back and say, I should have done it. Okay? Somebody's walking their dog past, and I think he's going to think I'm a nut for talking into my phone on my own patio. Oh, well. One of the things I will share with you, and you're right, Judy Dukes, it is an awesome opportunity. I am so mindful and grateful for the unexpected delights, the unexpected opportunities that come into my life. I have had them before, and I have said no. I regret that many times. Now, when I have an unexpected opportunity that sounds intriguing, that notice my body posture. I perk up. I'm like, ooh, that sounds like fun. Instead of being, wah, I'm at home and my husband's away and poor me and he's away having fun and I'm home. I was like, wait a minute. I know how to buy a ticket. I know how to take a train. I know how to take an Uber. I've been in foreign countries before. How about I meet him over there? Saying yes to unexpected opportunities is one of the things that I have written down that's important to me. Write down what's important to you. Another thing that's important to me that maybe you would put on your list is more good memories, fewer regrets. Now, my good memories are things like taking a walk in the morning and saying hi to a neighbor and making a plan to go to Barcelona or Italy. I think Italy, who knows? Maybe I'll go to all three of the countries he's going to. Yeah, who knows? But it sounds like fun, doesn't it? I know that you have opportunities in your life that you maybe have said no to and you regret saying no to them. How about stopping that habit and trying saying yes? The next time somebody says you want to go out to lunch, say yes. The next time you would like to go out to lunch with a friend, call them up and say, hey, you want to go to lunch? Create the life that you want people in your family to talk about how awesome it was. That you are there on your deathbed and you're like, gather around, children. Let me tell you the story of Auntie Beth's kick-ass life. I've got the book. I'm going to read it to you. I want to inspire other people to live a life they love. And I want to do that on my deathbed, but why wait till then? Start now. I'm showing you how it's done. And it is scary sometimes. But I don't let the fear stop me. I tune into what am I really afraid of? And I write it down. I notice it. And then I create the antidote to it. A courageous, loving response to be like, yeah, it may be scary, but what if you didn't do that? And that, honestly, I think of it now, was one of the things when we saw this cute little house. I mean, seriously, you guys, look at how freaking adorable this place is. With all these little interesting features and archways and things and stuff like that there. I remembered saying to myself, okay, you can give in to the fear, but how will you feel if you say no to, if you back out because you're afraid and you drive past that house and somebody else's car is in the driveway because they're living in the house that you wanted to live in? And my fear of not going for what I wanted and my fear of somebody else doing the thing that I wanted got me to say, okay, let's just do it. And we did it. And we love it. Now, it hasn't all been a piece of cake. We literally could have probably purchased a brand new house for the amount of money that we have had to invest in this house over the years. But it is an investment that brings us joy because we freaking love our home. We really are mindful of where we spend our money, and instead of buying something just off the rack, really in waiting 20 years. We've been living off of the same 2 IKEA chairs and a handful that we got at Bed Bath & Beyond for 20 years on this patio. It was fine, but then when I went to Palm Springs and my friend Tracy had a similar set and I got to hang out on it, I was like, this is nice. I want this feeling on my patio. And I will tell you, this corner right here, I curl myself up there. Our friend Tom made some tables. I put my coffee cup, my teacup down. I read a book. I look at the sky. I put I love it. Crappy stuff's gonna happen. Grieve and go on at a pace that feels good to you. Okay? So, funny thing is that's all like the grand life coaching talk, and I believe every single word of it, but it can become very big and abstract. So let's make it small and specific. With that notion of living a life you love, why put it off another day? It's 11:48 a.m. Eastern time. I will probably go to bed tonight around 10 o'clock, and I'll probably scroll on TikTok for like an hour. What are some things what are some things you can do today? Minute little things that will get you incrementally moving towards the life you love. Grandma's show, I highly recommend self-care. Do a scan from the crown on down. Are you hungry? Eat something, and maybe eat something nutritious and delicious. If you need to take medicine to make you feel better, take the medicines. Move your body. Get out into the fresh air. I hope there's fresh air where you are. I hope it's not too humid, that the sun is shining. Moving your body and getting into nature. And I say nature, I live in the suburbs, but I've got trees and grass. Putting your bare feet down on the ground will help. Putting your hand on your heart will help. Treating yourself with love and writing those loving, helpful notes to yourself. Okay, Arizona. Okay, so you have the heat when we have the cold. It may be too warm for you. Find a place that feels comfortable to your body. Calm down your nervous system, quiet it down, and grab a notebook. Join us at the notebook party. The notebook party on Saturday the 26th, noontime Eastern. You're part of the email club, so you have the access to join in. This is the stuff we're going to be working on, is what's my destination? Decluttered. Your destination you work on may be destination move from this one-bedroom condo to the big house. Okay, what do I want? And then we work on how do I get there? And then we chunk that down until it feels doable. Well, I could write down that phone number of that house that was for rent that I thought was kind of cute. I could write it down. Well, I don't like making phone calls, but I could have my husband make that phone call to see how much they're renting that house for. Oh, he called up and they said it's for sale? Well, I guess we could just pretend we were wanting to rent it and see what it's like on the inside, because maybe it only looked good from the outside and not good on the inside. Baby steps. This is how babies learn to walk. This is how babies learn to eat solid food. We are all babies inside, no matter how many years our physical body has been on the planet. We can be afraid, but we can have courage. Think of a baby knowing with that tenacity of, man, I can get into a lot more trouble. My world will open up when I learn how to walk. And it's going to do a little bit of back and forth and a little bit of standing up and a little bit of falling on its little padded tuchus. But it knows there's something about it. They are not afraid. They get knocked down, they get back up again. So just notice that if you have fear, that's part of life. And you are courageous. And guilt, yes, please get rid of the guilt. I'll ask you, Grandma Show, if I asked you, what are you feeling guilty about? And you wrote that down to yourself and you chose to write it into the comments, what is something that when I ask you about the guilt, what does your backseat driver say? Feeling guilty about? Guilt to me, and I grew up Catholic, so I know about guilt. Guilt to me is a feeling we are meant to feel by other people to make us controllable. And when we feel bad, we are more likely to do something somebody else wants. That's not the official phrase, but you know what I mean. Guilt is a feeling that results in you not doing something that part of you really wants to do. Notice that. Notice why you're not doing. What is the statement that you give? What is the reason you give to yourself that you're not doing something you want to do? I'm too old. I don't have the money. I'm not attractive enough. I don't have the time. I'm exhausted. Notice the words you use either stop you or get you started. You choose the words in your head. You can stop the ones that keep you stopped, and you can start to introduce words that get you going. You know, kind of like, what is it, Store 24? Was that the stop that keeps you going? Or was that 7-Eleven? Or was that Wawa or Sheetz? Oh, drama show, that's tough. Okay, I am so proud of you for getting therapy, Grandma Show. Dealing with somebody who felt like the only way they could deal with what was going on in their life was to end it is a lot. So I am glad you're not going at it alone, and I'm glad you're going along with it with a professional who can help with that aspect. We all need a village. It takes a village. No man is an island. No man stands alone. We all need each other to get through life. I needed other people when I was struggling with stuff. People came out of the woodwork. I am now feeling good. I can be there for somebody else. Everybody can help you if you want the help and you are open to it. You're going through a lot. I know that. But just know you're not alone. Look at the hugs and hearts you're getting right here. We are a good group of people, aren't we? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot right with it. We need more good people in the world. And we good people are helping other good people, and that makes more good people. It's a positive ripple effect, as I like to say. And how your home looks definitely reflects how you feel. When I feel sick, I know I've got like a pile of tissues on the side of the bed, and there's laundry on the floor, and dishes not being done, and dust accumulates. So maybe there's somebody in your home, in your house, in your life, who can help you tidy up, who can work with you if you're decluttering, or that you share with them your secret dream and don't make it secret anymore, that you want to move into a bigger house before you die. Everything we're doing here is before I die, I want to, because you can't do it after you're dead. That just doesn't work out. Okay? So everybody here, notice what Grandma's going through and notice where you are. The answer is the same. Getting in touch with how you feel about stuff, writing down what you want, chunking it down so you can get there, and not feeling like you have to do it alone. Nobody does anything alone, really, of value. It even takes 2 people to make a baby, so there's that, right? I'm here for you, and other people are here for me, and you're here for me. It's a wonderful sense of community, and in this world of separateness and divisiveness, we need a community of good people more than ever. Hey, there we go. Stay-at-home mama gang says, finally scrubbed my soap scummy sink I've been putting off for like a month. Thanks for the motivation. You're welcome. You're welcome. What am I going to do today to make a life I love? It's going to be some simple things, and it's going to be some big things. What are you going to do? I am going to go in and take off these stinky clothes and put them in the laundry and take a shower and put on some fresh clothes. I'm going to put that laundry, I'm going to start the laundry machine. I'm going to pay some bills because I want to feel good knowing that they are scheduled. I'm going to check in with my mom because I haven't checked in with her just to make sure she's okay. I am going to look at my list of things to do. Heck, I'm going to make a map of all the places my husband's going to be in the fall and start to get that dream happening. I'm also going to be reminding you, frankly, and this sounds like I'm easing into some sort of infomercial, I'm going to remind you that this Saturday, we have a decluttering party at 8 a.m. Eastern if you want to declutter. We have a notebook party at 12 noon Eastern if you want to learn the notebook process. The great thing is the notebook process, and I said this today, and you'll notice it on the secret page, there's going to be 2 notebook parties. If you can't make the one on the 26th, there's also going to be one on Saturday, August 2nd, which is only a week from this Saturday. Crazy that it's almost already August. That's why I'm out here on the patio carpe dieming the beautiful day, because I know every day is going to be different. So I'm going to do some things to prepare for this weekend. I'm going to do some things to say, okay, what are some other things that I've written down that I want to get done? Oh, that's right. I'm glad I wrote it down, or else this thing would have forgotten. What can I do to move incrementally closer to that? I got to check to see how much the flights are from Philly to Boston, because I'm going away with friends in October, and I need to fly up to Philly to Boston so we can fly out of Boston together. So notice those little things. They're all little things, and the little things add up. Washing your face. Brushing your teeth. I got to brush my teeth and wash my face. Buying something healthy to eat if you don't have anything in the thing. You know? I'll try to join the notebook party. Yeah, if it works for you, you are welcome to do it. It can be really helpful. And the neat thing is, Grandma's show, I will share with you, the cool thing is the parties are on Zoom. So there's so much more interaction, and you get to interact at a level that feels comfortable to you. Sometimes people show their faces on screen and like to unmute themselves and chat. Other times people type in the messages on this thing and never show their face, and other times they just show up and they lurk. Now, I don't mind any of that. You show up in a way that's comfortable for you. But it might be helpful to meet some people, to see some things, to learn what a lovely Alabama accent Carla has, to hear, Tanya with her rapid fire New York City accent, with seeing how people look and that people are just, doing with their own stuff. It can be really helpful. And if it works for you, please consider joining in. The other thing, too, with regards to those parties is remember, and I'll sign off with this, we got about a minute, is that when you are helping yourself, sometimes it helps you to remember that you're helping somebody else. When you are going for your dreams, you're inspiring somebody else to do that. When you are donating something you don't want, you are allowing somebody else who cannot afford a full size, a brand new couch, to buy a couch either free or inexpensive. And when you sign up for a decluttering party or the notebook parties, all of the ticket prices, I've changed it, and every 100% of the money that is raised on the ticket prices of the parties is being directly donated to a women's homeless shelter here in Chester County, PA. Because there are people that have it a lot worse than we do, that don't even have a home or clutter to declutter. So you can help yourself and be helping somebody else, okay? I hope you enjoyed this little patio party we had. Somebody asked if they said they wanted to see the basement. The basement's pretty boring. The basement's pretty boring, but maybe next week if the work is done there before we leave, because next week, as a heads up, look at the schedule. There's a number of days I'm not going to be live, okay? So I just wanted to offer to you that take a look at the schedule. You'll know when I'm live, and you'll know when I'm signing off. And F you, Cash Money. I love this. There we go. All right, good people. I'm signing off now. I will see you tomorrow on TikTok and on YouTube. And you got this, and you're not alone.